Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for this episode 12 here on Sudbury with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, you can see it is springtime here on the farm and it is April 1st, so we survived the winter, but you could also say we thrived through the winter. We are up to $207,000. And you might ask, well, how the heck did that happen, Farmer Murphy? Well, a big chunk of it came from our cows. You may recall we did add some extra dairy cows in there. So we were getting a pallet of cheese every day again. When we had the enhanced animal mod, we were getting a pallet a day, but we had to take that mod out because it wasn't working. Our production went down. So with the extra cows, we were back up to that a level again. And in fact, uh, I wouldn't say quite every other day, but at least once a month we'd have a day where we'd get 2 pallets of cheese. So that helped. And of course, we added some more friendly little goats. And I mean, their milk production is low anyways, but more is still more. And so we got what 4 pallets of aged goat cheese, which are worth 8 grand over the course of the winter. So that's 30,000. And we managed to stay on the good side of these government inspectors here. Hello, lady. Uh, so we didn't get any more fines. And the good luck kind of continued because at one point in the used store, they had mineral feed on sale, and we got 5 pallets of mineral feed, like 60 some percent off. So that saved us a pile of money, like $8,000, something like that. So all in all, oh, and I can't forget about the BGA. The BGA was netting us 10 grand a month on just that'd be slurry and silage. And then when I did have manure to process about every other month, we'd be up close to 15 grand. But it processes the manure faster than we're making it right now. So the money just kind of kept rolling in. And that's not all. We also were able to buy this beauty. About a 1980s vintage, if I remember correctly, forage harvester. And now I did Google it, and these were available in Canada at that time, and actually were fairly popular. And I made some notes here. Where the heck did I put them? So the forage harvester came up 44% off in November, so we paid 39,800 for that. And then the header came up 64% off in January, paid 6,400 bucks for that. So yeah, we were lucky this winter for sure. I still have, if we run over here, do the sprint, I haven't sold yet our pull type harvester, but I will. And you know what? I'm thinking I am going to sell this forage wagon. Now we could use this, but our green rye is ready to go. And so what we're going to do, we're going to conduct a little test here because this harvester has a hitch on it, I believe. Yes, it does. I also did a little test. I mean, I took notes, did testing. Must have been something in the water, I say. How unlike Farmer Murphy. But on other maps, we would, man, that is loud. I will have to turn that down a little bit in when editing. On other maps, we mowed the green rye and then just picked it up with a forage wagon. So I thought we'd have to do something similar, and I thought we'd be using a pickup header on here, but that didn't work. I couldn't mow it. Then I tried an all crop header, and that wouldn't do it. But as luck would have it, the forage head on this map picks it up. Let me get hooked onto this trailer. Or, you know what? Maybe not. Nope. Okay. You know what? I think I know of a mod that might fix that. I'm going to leave you there. I will be back in just a flash. Oh, there we go. It does hook up when you install the merge attach joint mod, which just allows pin hitches to hook to balls and vice versa. Now, the reason I went to that effort is, as you may recall, this trailer was manufactured here in Ontario. Well, they also make a large forage trailer. It holds 65,000 liters. Now, when I did all my testing, I used this trailer here, our Forage King, which is a respectable 28,000 liters. But I know from a recent experience that green rye, it yields a pile. And there's going to be a lot of back and forth with that smaller trailer. So I wanted something a little bigger. So I'm going to sell the Forage King, and I am going to sell our pull behind harvester. We won't have any need for that. I know I said when I started this series I wanted to use that setup. I had never done it before. I think I mentioned before, that's out of my system now. Actually, it does work good, but if I were to do it again, I'd use it on slightly smaller fields than what we got going here. So I am looking forward to getting this beastie in the field. So let me get that all organized. I also need to buy some silage additives, so I'll get everything on the go here, and I'll meet you when we're ready to go to work. Well, there we go. We're ready to go to work now. We are down to 190,000, not just because of the new trailer, but because of the silage additive, and there also happened to be some seed and mineral feed on sale in the store, so I bought that as well. I was concerned when I looked in the shop menu, this trailer looked like it was the same size as the other one. I thought it was just cheaty, but no, you can see behind the forage harvester, definitely larger. But for the 65,000 liter capacity, it should have a mesh extension, like a forage extension around it. In this configuration, it is a 50,000 liter trailer, but the issue was I did put the mesh extension on, but our pipe is just a smidgen too short, and that mesh extension has a collision. So in certain parts of the field, we wouldn't throw chaff into the trailer. So through magic, let's call it that, without that mesh, this trailer still holds 65,000 liters. Let's call it a quality of life cheat for Farmer Murphy. Because it mostly worked, but it didn't quite. Lots of times on those extensions, you can blow chaff right through them because there's no collision, but apparently there's a collision on this one. Anyways, enough of that. Let's jump in here. I will meet you at the field, and we are going to do a cinematic of our first use of this beast. So we'll see you there. So there we go. That job is done. So I hope you enjoyed that cinematic. We got just over 300,000 liters off of this field. And of course, as we speak, it is busy being turned to chaff. It is 1 o'clock, time for me to have a bite of lunch. But before I go and do that, just something I wanted to show you. I've decided we're going to put a chicken coop here in this area, so I don't have to worry about the government spies anymore. You may recall, if we run down over here, I had suggested about putting one in this area, but it turns out our property only extends back to around here, something like that. So really not enough room. So let me go have a bite of lunch and have a little rest, and I'll meet up with you and we'll try and get a chicken coop in. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so I've had a bite to eat, a little bit of a rest, and I am ready to put our chicken coop in. Now I did a little bit here of leveling to start off with, just because there's a lot of in and out of the menus to get that done. I didn't think that would be very entertaining. What's really important is this area down here, where the fence is going to go. In here, I wanted to make sure it was blended the way I wanted, because once we put the coop in, we don't have access to that area. This area here where it's kind of rough, we're going to have access to that, and we can smooth that out after the fact. So let's go in here now and let's grab construction mode and our chicken coop. There it is there. So anything to the right of the fence, we're still going to have access to. Oh, look at that. There's the sweet spot right there. Oh, maybe I want it just over a little bit, Look at that. Almost no landscaping charges. So that should work out pretty darn good. Yeah, I think that looks good. We'll pull the trigger there. Now, I had it oriented so if our fence came off of here kind of as perpendicular as we can make it. That's one thing I wish they had, is we could, you know, tell them to make it a perpendicular fence or parallel or whatever you want. Now we need to leave a bit of a gap here because I drive through here. Um, let me see, swing around here just a little bit more maybe, so we can see if it's kind of running in line. I think something like that should do. That should give us enough room into there. Uh, get that tree out of the road here, and we're going to come across to something like this, fairly close to the fence. Now this is where it's really hard to tell. We'll just have to kind of go with it. I guess it's not really super important. This drives me a little nuts. Now come right to the tree, kind of like that, and then we should be able to hook onto here, just like that. There we go. Come down here and have a look. Oh yeah, you know what? Doesn't look too bad. A little bit of an angle on this one, but yeah, I don't think we could have got much closer to that tree. Oh, and that looks really good there. So we could have moved the coop just a little bit closer, but you know what? As they say, a blind man riding by on a horse at a gallop would never notice. I'm happy with that. All right, so now what we can do is, like I said, we can go in here now and smooth out this area here. Make it all pretty and blended in, so to speak. Now our eggs are going to spawn here on this edge right there. So we want to be able to drive up there, and then this is where our food triggers and that are. So blend that in. Should be pretty good, I'd say. Now I wonder if we can definitely, oh, that's what we want. We want some cut grass. No, not really. Did I miss it up at the top? Oh yeah, I did. There it is. We'll put grass down in here so it looks like it's been here. Now, can I grass in here? Yes. Good. I forgot to do that beforehand. And we'll throw a little grass out here. Now I might put some, kind of show a trail coming in here and grabbing the pellets maybe in a little bit, something like that. But here's the big one. How many chickens can we have? 166. All right. Now let's go and grab our buggy here, because I think we can throw a little feed in it just in the back. I'm hoping so anyway. My granddaughter likes to play on this map uh, off camera, obviously. It was her that parked that up against the rock wall for me. If it's any kind of vote of confidence, this is her favorite FS25 map. She loves the swimming pools and stuff. I don't know if that trigger's going to be high enough, or if we're going to be able to get that. Should be in line. It's just... Oh, we did. Whoa, whoa, stop, Buggy, stop. Stop! Why did you do that? I'll stay. There we go. I think it only holds like 1,500 liters, but you know what? That'll be enough. And hopefully this will keep the government off our back. Because well, that is a little closer than I thought, but you know what? I think we can get through there. We can always back up to the trigger anyways if we have to. I do think we have another fine incoming, because I must have forgot to check the chickens last month, and we had some new bursts, so I got a warning. I thought I was doing pretty good at trigger is just along here someplace. Oh, I'm not going to see it because I don't have this on. There it was. We're too far back, actually. There we go. Hope I want to stay up on that hill. All right, so now we can move some chickens. Well, let's try and give this a go again. Hopefully I can blend this in without being too obvious a cut, but you know, I usually don't like placing things on, like doing landscaping, placing things down on camera, because they go badly. Well, this time it was after it went down. Placing it went pretty good, but what I wanted to do is simulate carrying these little chickens over there using the herdsman stick. No way would it work. It would not come up at all, like to load them into the trailer. And I've used the herdsman stick many times, but no, sir, it wasn't going to cooperate. So I had to quit the game and go and grab another mod. And this is the Move Animal mod, a script mod for PC. And you can move animals from one pasture or building to another. So we won't simulate carrying them. We'll transport them using magic. So we want to move all of these small critters over there. So select those, and we want to move all four of those. Yes, we do. Thank you. And we will move these 4, and we'll move them over there. Yes, thank you. All right. So now we should have just our 4 chickens, which makes the government happy. And we'll just keep filling this other pen up that way. I may throw some other extra ones in, but look at that. I have some little chickens. I got a little food. We won't be getting any eggs out of here for a while. But hey, it should solve that problem. I just don't understand why that herdsman stick would not work. But it wouldn't, so no sense worrying about it. So now, with all of that commotion, I have no idea how long a recording I have really. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab the 9190. I think it's in here. Yep, there it is. And our tanker, and we'll throw some digestate. Use our first of our digestate on that field we just finished taking the green rye off. So I'll get that organized and I'll meet you out on the field. All right, let's throw some digestate down on this field. Come on, old girl. You can do it. It's like a little engine. I could. I think I can. I think I can. Well, 20,000 liters of digestate does have some weight to it. But we're rolling here now. So I originally was hoping when I put that new chicken pen in that it would read that area and combine it with the original chicken coop on the map, and then we could use both. But I realized that was some stinking thinking because the 2 cow pens are separate, so it didn't combine those. So it's unlikely that it'll do that. So I think what we'll do is we'll just empty out that other pen. We'll just have to abandon it because I just don't want to manage it, because I find it very hard to believe that I missed last month going and checking the status. It's kind of been my habit. As soon as we roll over the month, before I go and hit the button, I go and check that. And I looked, and our manure was down. So, I think I did. Probably what it was is they were born and they were 0 months, and the number was good. But of course, when we rolled over, they were 1 month because we're just over. The Farmer Murphy way. The other thing I wanted to let you know is we have 350,000 liters of digestate still in our BGA right now. So I have actually slowed it down a little bit. I didn't pay attention to who the modder was on it. I was more concerned about footprint, and that might be a Cavalier Roy's. I suspect it probably is, because it's running pretty darn quick. So I just went and slowed it down. We don't need it running that fast. And so that'll slow down our funds a little bit. My plan was originally to do a little bit of this to chat with you and bring you up to speed on those items, and then I was going to carry on with a cinematic. But I wanted to do this headland using steering assist. And steering assist is not working on this map all of a sudden. I don't know if you guys are finding it. I'm finding since 1.8 the game to be a little buggy, I think. It seems to me that is likely the culprit. Like that herdsman stick, I've used a lot. Now, fair, I haven't used it on this map, but I have used it on lots of other maps, and I've never had an issue with it. And there's just, like off camera, I tried, I would say probably a dozen times, just moving, holding the stick. No way would the menu come up for it. And like now, suddenly, steering assist doesn't work. I think what the problem might be is key bindings for a lot of this. Now, not for the herdsman stick, obviously, but I am having issues with key bindings. Not working on some maps, working on others. And the first thing you think, oh man, you've got a mod conflict that's taking up a key binding in that. But like for here, for steering assist, I haven't put a new mod in, save the chicken coop that I just put in, or, well, just about near start. And everything I did add after I did the setup was animal related. And and I have been using it since. This is just kind of surprise, I'm not going to work. What sometimes fixes if I just go in and reset the key binding, set it to something else, then it starts working. But wasn't the case this time, and I jumped out and tested another map quick, and it was working there just fine. So I don't think it's a mod issue, and that's kind of confirmed because I have a key binding that won't work no way, no how, and that's on the multiplayer with Farmer Mike, where we need to have exactly the same mods. And his functionality is working, mine is not. It won't go. And so, we have to have on the server the exact same mods. So definitely not a mod issue. But it's a little frustrating. And another example of something is that blocky fill I've got behind, like particular liming on Monteith. It also affects manure spreading, but you can see not happening here. And actually Monteith is the only map where I've got where that's happening. And that again just suddenly appeared, so not sure what's going on, but things aren't quite going the way I have them planned. So, having said all that and got that off my chest, rather than do a cinematic, although, I could do, I think we'll do a time-lapse, just because we haven't done one for a while, but I'm going to have to do this by hand. No steering assist for me. Maybe the game recognizes that I got an old tractor here that wouldn't have GPS necessarily. It just helped me out with the realism side of things. Oh well, whatever the case may be, sit back and enjoy some tunes, and I'm going to finish this up in a time lapse. See ya when we are done. There we go. We got that job done. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse, watching the old 9190 working out in the field. And I think that is actually going to run us out of time for this episode, I believe. But I think we will pick it up right here again. Well, this BJ is a little loud. Yeah, I think we'll pick it up from right here. Now, we were originally planning on putting corn in that field, and I got something in mind, and that may or may not stand. We might want to change that up. So I think we'll carry on working right from this point in the next episode and get something in that field. But I do have some plans. So be sure to come back and see how that all works out. Because Farmer Murphy's plans don't always go according to plan, do they? It's all part of the fun. Anyways, I think I will leave you there. So if you are still with me, I really appreciate watching. If you haven't already, you might want to consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode here on Sudbury, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.